Right, welcome back to another video. I hope everyone that's watching has subscribed, has had a good Christmas, and I hope you're looking forward to the new year. 2024 is only around the corner. So yeah, I hope you've got everything you wanted, and I hope you had a good time with your family and friends, which is the most important thing after all. I think we all forget that sometimes. We all get lost up in the materialistic side of Christmas, which is easy to do. We're all guilty of it. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to, well, no, all the time. It's nice to spend that time with your family, your friends, people you haven't seen in ages, you know. I had a good Christmas. I had a small amount of family over. It was really nice, great dinner. Great food, great company, and most of all, I'm just going against what I said there. I'm about to say most of all, great gifts, but that completely defeats the point of what I was saying earlier. Anyway, let's get Christmas out of the way. As you would have seen, I've done, or if you've watched, I've done quite a few visits to some game shops, some CEXs recently that have been filmed, and due to that I've got quite a sizable amount of pickups, and rather than make the extra long video what with the footage of the shops themselves, I've decided on this occasion just to get all the pickups out of the way and the gifts as well, so I wanted to add them in, any gaming related gifts that I've got over the last couple of weeks in Christmas time and that. So I've added them in, and so I'm going to go through some of them. So brace yourself, there's quite a few bits here to go through. Let me know what you think of the purchases in the comments, whether or not you think it was a good deal, a bad deal, a good game, a bad game, anything like that. And we'll start off with a gift that I've got for Christmas that I'm extremely pleased with. I've been using it all day yesterday, and as much as I could on Christmas Day, but obviously you've got to limit that time. You've got the family around, there's other stuff to do. So that is a cracked Nitro deck. This is supposedly one of the limited edition colours. I believe the two limited edition colours are the mint green, which I have here, and also the one that's purplish blue, reminiscent of the GameCube. Now, I did like the GameCube one, however that went down in a sale, so I was asked to purchase this or choose this present myself by someone. So yeah, this has been on my list. I opted for the mint green one. I like the colour. I've always liked mint green, and I'm not paying, I didn't want the person to pay an extra £20 just for it to look like a GameCube variant. I don't understand that. If they're all going to go down in the sale, then surely they should have all gone down to the same price. But no, the GameCube one, although it had gone down, it was still £20 more. So yeah, that was a deal breaker for me. I probably would have gone for that if it was the same price, but more than happy with the mint green one. So this works on this Switch and the Switch OLED. Slots in nicely there, as you can see. It's got a lovely kickstand as well. Well, lovely when you compare it to the original one that the Switch came with, and it gives you some great angles. You know, so you know, gameplay is really good on this. Although I don't understand why that doesn't go down fully. That's really anyone that's got OCD. I've quite OCD. With that not going down flush, it is slightly annoying. But it only annoys me when I see it, and I saw it just now, so it reminded me. Joysticks, much better than what you'd get from the standard Joy-Con. These are the Hall joysticks, I believe. So they're not going to suffer from drift as such as many of today's modern analog sticks do, which is great. You know, they feel really comfortable. The device, although it looks slightly hefty, it's not really. Once you've got the Switch inside, it's really nice to play. Similar size, I guess, maybe to the Steam Deck, but probably not as heavy. I've only had one go on a Steam Deck and I can't really recall my time with it. Buttons are all fine, and you can also charge this and use it as a dock for your TV. Not that I'm going to do that, but it's a nice option as well. So if anyone is interested in one of these, the white one, this mint green one, and the black one, they were on sale at Argos at £49. Some people still might think that's a bit expensive for essentially what is, you know, a holder for your Switch. I personally love it. I don't mind Joy-Cons. I'm not a hater of them, but I don't think they were the best option for Nintendo to have gone with for the current system. But most of my handheld playing, if not all, will be done with this moving forward. Really like it. So that's the mint green limited edition. I was about to say Steam Deck then. I said it at the beginning. That's it. It comes with a lovely case as well, by the way. If you buy the mint green one or the GameCube one, it comes with a lovely padded case. So that's really nice. It's really good quality. Nitro deck. That's it. Nitro deck. So yeah, that's really the only piece of hardware that I've picked up in recent weeks. Well, I have recently picked up a PS3 Slim, but I'm not going to add that in today. That was replacing my old PS3, the fat one, which I didn't want no more. And when I saw one, I thought I would replace the PS3 if it's at the right price. I found one at £30, great condition. And for that money, I thought, yeah, I'll bring a PS3 back into the house. And you know, that's the only other hardware option I bought. Not that exciting, it's a PS3. So I won't include that today. Next on, these are another Christmas gift. I would have had them earlier as I'm going for a complete collection here. But these are the latest 2 games in the Evercade series. And they are the double packs, and that's Good Boy Galaxy and Witch and Whiz. So normally you get more than 2 games on the Evercades. See in there you've got some stickers, poster, standard cartridge. But on this occasion, every now and then they release what is a double pack with 2 games on. They're normally, it's subjective, but they're normally the games that are supposedly of the higher quality. And I've only played Good Boy Galaxy so far, and I've got to say, it's a Game Boy title, Game Boy Advance, and it's really good. Graphically, it's really nice to look at. There's a lot of thought and effort you can see that's gone into the game. Lots of exploration to do if that's your sort of thing. It's not really mine, but the game itself is very intriguing and looks so nice that I will be devoting some time to it. Witch and Whiz is a puzzle game which, from what I can see, it's, I don't know, I haven't played it yet. The trailers I've seen, it looks okay. If I wasn't going for a full set, I would have thought twice about this though, because I personally think Witch and Whiz, from what I've looked at, obviously I haven't played it as I've said, is more of a game that looks like it should be on a collection rather than a dual cart. So, what's your thoughts? Do you have this cartridge? What do you think of Witch and Whiz? I've seen good positive reviews. I'm not the biggest puzzle game fan, so that's why I'm a little bit dubious about whether or not this should have been on there. Maybe if you're a puzzle game fan, you're completely thinking the opposite of what I'm thinking. It's, you know, maybe it's the ideal cartridge for you. Secondly, we go on to, and I'm going to have to hold this out loud, hold it away from the camera as I read it out rather, because I always, I haven't got used to the names of these games yet. So it's the next Evercade cartridge. Where's my thing? Merry Christmas. I'm trying Dragon Soup. Someone told me to try that. It's a bit mental. I don't think I'm going to finish a can of that tonight. Anyway, back to the Evercade games. Demons of Astorborg and Astorbros. So I've played both of these games quickly last night, probably about 20 minutes a time on each of them. Again, like most, if not all Evercade stuff, it comes with the full colour manual, which is great. You know, it's one of the things about the Evercade that if you're a fan of the Evercade, we are quite a niche group. It's not huge, but it's growing. We like that aspect. We like the small collectability of the cartridges and the cases. We like the fact that it's got the instruction manuals, sometimes the free little gifts, the stickers, stuff like that. You know, it takes you back to a time well gone when, you know, when you bought a game, you got a package rather than disc that you put into your system, and somehow it just updates it. You know, it feels soulless these days. I understand it from a business point of view, but you know, I don't think anyone game-wise would have preferred that. From a business point of view, I get it. But anyway, back to the games, and yeah, both of them are really good. Definitely got to devote some time to these, but yeah, really good, solid cartridge, that one. That's the sort of thing I want to see from a dual cartridge. Well done, Blaze Entertainment. That's a good one. Okay. So if we move on to some of the older stuff. Now, some of the stuff I've had for a few weeks and some I've picked up recently. It's just an accumulation, as I said. Now, I've seen plenty of people over on YouTube, the internet as such, say how terrible a game this is. And for the price that it's going for currently in CEX, I decided to find out for myself. And spoiler alert, it's not great, and it's not good. It's a very average game, and I think that's probably why it gets the hate that it gets, is because it's associated to such a franchise, and bigger and better things are expected from that franchise. And that is, on the PlayStation 2, Final Fight Streetwise. It makes very little sense, the storyline. You know, Hagar is very limited in it. I think you play a relative of Cody. It's quite a forgetful storyline, if I'm honest with you. It's alright. You know, it's very reminiscent of what a beat 'em up was like on the PS2 and the OG Xbox. You know, they weren't 2D side scrollers. That was out of fashion at the time, so they was doing the occasional beat 'em up where it was more free roaming and 3D. Some worked, some didn't, and you know, this obviously didn't work because it pretty much killed the franchise. I think this is the last game in the franchise. I don't think we've had a dedicated Final Fight game since. Or, sorry, no, there was there one on the Saturn, a one-on-one fighting game? Yeah, that's the one that killed them off. This didn't help. Anyway, £11, which I paid for it, I think. I don't mind it. It's okay. Would I play it again? I probably would, to be fair. I like beat 'em ups, so I'd give this one another go. Does it deserve the hate it gets? Probably not. Right, on to this one. I think it's a really good purchase for £2. And I got this recently from Stratford CEX on the PlayStation 2, and that is Dead to Rights. Now, I've never tried this franchise. I know there's Dead to Rights 2 on the PS2 as well, and I think there's also a Retribution on the PS3. So I had no idea going in. I saw it at £2. I saw it at Stratford, and I didn't pick it up because I thought I had no idea. I went home, put it on my wish list at the time when I was in there, so it was a reminder. Went home and watched a couple of videos on it, and I thought I should have picked that up. So luckily, the next time I was in Stratford, I popped in there and it was still there. It's in great condition. The case is lovely. There's no damage whatsoever. Disc is perfect. I've had a good look at that before I played it, and the manual. So yeah, really happy with that one. Right, next up, one I've been looking to get for a while, and another game that I've never played. Still haven't played it. I haven't got around to it yet. Is on the PS2, Black. £2.50. Now, this is a very well rated game, so I'm looking forward to playing this. I'm not the biggest first person shooter fan, especially of today's games, but around the PS2 era, OG Xbox, you know, even the PS1 and the Saturn days, I didn't mind them. I was probably pretty good at them. I was, you know, adapting as most gamers were, apart from you PC gamers. You was well ahead, weren't you? But yeah, looking forward to giving this one a go. At £2.50, it's in great condition as well. Another one comes with a manual. Been quite lucky like that recently. Very pleased to have it in the collection for the first time. If you watched one of my previous pickups videos, I purchased the sequel to this next game, and I had this in my hand ready to purchase, only for myself to get to the counter to find that the cover on the back was all ripped. Didn't look at it at the time. Quite lucky I saw it just before I got to paying. But I said I would buy it when I saw it next out. Now the sequel I haven't played. I played through most of this one when the 360 came out, and it's another game that I'm going to think, right, I need to see the end of this game and then get on to the sequel. I won't talk too much about it as I have previously, but it is The Darkness. At £1.50, comes with a manual, disc is in good condition, and at this time the case is in good condition as well, so very pleased with that. Means I can at some point start on Darkness 1 so I can get to the Darkness 2. It felt a bit lonely on its own. Right, now there's a couple of games in here because there's such an accumulation that I might have added on one of my previous videos. I just haven't checked through, so forgive me if I've mentioned these already. I picked this up from Retro Giant, which is my local retro store, and that is the Saboteur. £4, good condition, and manual. Looks like a good game. Not high on the backlog list at all, but I will get round to it. I think once I play some of the other first-person shooters that I've been buying recently, maybe that's going to put me in a frame of mind or a mood to keep playing that sort of game. And if that's the case, I'm sure I will get round to this at some point. Now, this is a game that polarizes opinion. I haven't tried it yet. The videos look okay that I've watched online of it, the gameplay videos, and that is 50 Cent Bulletproof. Now, it's a game that I've been thinking about for a while, but every time I see a copy of it, it looks a bit battered, or, you know, the side bit there is very yellow and stuff like that, and that's very off-putting when you're potentially going to be displaying them. You know, it looks terrible. But my local CEX in Romford recently got, they must have got some upgrades in, because that's where I got black and it hasn't been in there for a while. They must have been getting a few collections or a few random games just been in there. And this was in there, and at £4, I jumped on that. I had vouchers, so a lot of these games have all been purchased with vouchers. I guess I'm a bit of a duck and diver in that sense. If I don't like a game or I finish a game or something like that, it will get traded in. I'm not the kind of collector that keeps displays. I really wish I had the space to do so, but that's not the case. So with that being said, I'll trade stuff on, get the credit, and keep the gaming experience going. I recently purchased the first one of this, and I do remember playing the sequel on the Wii. The sequel has come out also on the PS2, but it's ridiculously expensive, and that is Manhunt 2. Now, I love the first one. I remember playing this one and I was thinking it was a bit poor. Yeah, it was £3, and again, it was just where I was building up my little collection again, and I thought it'd be nice to revisit, see if it was as bad as I remember, and also just to have Manhunt 2 next to Manhunt 1 in the collection. That's about it, really. It's probably going to be terrible. It was. I didn't enjoy it. Yeah, because you had to use both the motion controls and that in order to play the game. And I don't know. It didn't feel right at the time. I've got no idea about this next game. I still haven't. I have not really looked at it, but I've always just liked the look of the cover. And it was, I think it was £2.99, £3 from wherever I bought it. £3, £2.50. And that is on the PS2, Second Sight. I still know absolutely nothing about this game. The cover's in great nick. Again, full, complete. Yeah, I need to... Do you know what? After all that, saying it's in great nick, look at that. Yeah, that's a swap job. Now this is another one that I picked up from Retro Giant, and possibly I've already added it in my last pickup video, similar to one that I mentioned previously. So if I have, apologies, but it's the Conduit on the Wii. Big up the OG Duffy, he was talking about that game a little while back and showed some footage, and I'm on a light gun phase at the moment. I'm really enjoying my light gun stuff, and when I saw this, it was a no-brainer. I thought as soon as I could find a clean copy, and luckily I saw one that very day, sorry, the following day or two in Retro Giant, and it was £2, and I was very happy with that. It looks like a great game, and I will be playing that shortly. Now this, you'll see this in my barking visit to CEX if you've watched that video. Now, you don't see this one in your standard Wii collection at CEX, is what I don't anyway. So this is why I picked it up, and at the price as well I was quite happy, £2.50. The case isn't great, but it's easily swapped and I can make it look a lot better. That was my reasoning for purchasing it. And it's Knight's Journey of Dreams. I had it on the Saturn when I had a Saturn in the 90s, some years ago. I think I had Herden as well. I've always liked the series. It's a lot of fun. I've got no idea about the Wii version. If I'm totally honest, I wasn't even aware that a Wii version existed. It's going to be motion controls, isn't it? But according to the back, you can also use the classic pad for gameplay. So if I don't like that option, at least I can play it with the pad. And yeah, I'm going to be playing this one in the next week or so, definitely. It's high on the list. Also got this one from my local CEX recently. This franchise has got a number of games on the PS2, and I've decided to collect all of them if I can. I think I've got one, possibly two left to collect, and that is Batman. And this one is The Rise of Sin Tzu. I probably butchered that, so apologies. But anyway, this is in great condition. The game looks fine. It looks very much a standard PS2 type game. It's got beat 'em up elements in it. It's a 2-player co-op as well, which I'm going to try and get one of the kids to try it, you know, and get them off that Roblox and Minecraft. It won't work, but I'll try. But yeah, very happy with this one. It's in really good condition. I think I paid £8 for this one, and would I have paid that normally? Probably not, but I'm going for the full collection of Batman games on the PS2, so it was needed. 50 pence I picked this one up for the other day, and it was more because I had change in my pocket. So I was at the Dagenham CEX and I picked up on the Wii Red Steel. Very old school game, has its faults, but wasn't bad, all things considered, for an early Wii title. And 50 pence, you can't even buy a Snickers. So I think you can't complain too much at that. I had it years ago when I first got a Wii, and yeah, I had some fun with it, and yeah, why not for 50 pence? Alright, so recently when I was down at the London gaming market, excuse me, I picked up the first Max Payne on the PlayStation 2, and primarily that was because that's a game that I never finished back in the day. I started playing it, and I will finish it, I'm going to get there, but I don't think it's aged very well. if I'm totally honest with you. Yeah, it was revolutionary at the time, especially with the bullet mechanics and slowing things down. Personally, I don't think I'd seen anything like that at the time. And we all loved it when it came out. Me and my friends, we all loved the original Max Payne. So I thought, you know what, let's get the trilogy in. So I was in a Base O, which is kind of like a CEX type store. I'm not sure if you've got them outside of London. They're all around London though, and they're nowhere near as good as what a CEX is in terms of their stock and stuff like that. But I saw this and it was £1 cheaper in there than it was in CEX, and none of my local branches have got it in stock, so I would have had to pay postage as well. So Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. Good condition, it's got the manual, and we've even got the Rockstar registration form. Nice to see little things like that still in the box though. I remember watching the guy as he was putting it into the sleeve, and he purposely made sure he put that bit in. I wouldn't have been too worried if that wasn't there, but it's a nice touch. It's obviously the next game, as you would imagine. I did want to buy it on the PlayStation 3, so they were all PlayStation related, but there was none there on the day. So I went with the Xbox 360 version, Max Payne 3. I've heard great things about this game. So yeah, it's going to be a long while before I play it, because I want to, probably my OCD in me, finish the first one, finish the second one, now play the third one. So, but yeah, I had to have it, and I think at £3 or £3.50, it's in great condition. Again, got everything inside. It's a 2-discer, this one, so I'm very happy with that. Nice to have the trilogy back. I have also, with my PS3 that I've just recently purchased, I'm trying to get a little collection in, and for that reason I went and purchased Red Dead Redemption, the first one, and it's the Undead Nightmare. Now, I've played it, who hasn't played the first Red Dead, but oddly enough I've never played the Undead Nightmare edition. Never had it on the Xbox. I stuck with the original. So yeah, I think it was £5, and it just helps boost the PS3 collection because I'd got rid of everything. I'm just trying to get a few solid games back in now that I've actually got a new PS3. Now, this was an absolute gem. I was really pleased that my local CEX has just got this in. Great condition, manual, and probably from my favourite franchise of all time. It's definitely one of them, but it's always probably the game or the franchise that I mentioned. If someone says to me, what games are you into? You know, what's your favourite game? It's such a vast, hard question to answer. So you just go for the thing that you know that you love, and you can pick up and play at any point in time. So that's the Street Fighter series, and this is one of my favourites that I loved when I had a PS2 20 odd years ago, and that's Capcom versus SNK 2. I love both the King of Fighters series and Street Fighter series, and this one was an absolute belter. £12. It's recently gone down. It used to be 15, and I saw it in my local branch. This was never stand behind. So yeah, £12, great condition, and that was just a bonus. I probably would have bought it anyway at that price, depending on the cover. If it was absolutely battered, maybe not, but it was coming home with me. It's just when I got home and inspected it in more detail, I was very, very pleased with this one. I haven't tried it, or I haven't replayed it yet, but it will be going on very soon. So, unbeknown to myself, as collectors can be, you can be a bit daft here and there. You can move stuff on, or and then start regretting it. There's a few games that I've done with that, and one of them is Lollipop Chainsaw. I had it on the 360. CEX were giving great price at the time, and I traded it in. So that I'm going to be getting that back soon. I've got enough vouchers. I'm going to be taking a trip down to a local branch soon. I think it's the Ilford branch, and there will be a video for that. They've got a copy, I believe. Can't buy it. And I will be repurchasing Lollipop Chainsaw. It was really good. It's very repetitive after a few levels, but I really liked it. So that's one. And even though I've slightly gone off on a tangent there, I made a rash decision in one of the CEXs a little while ago that I want to recollect as many Resident Evil games as I can. So I sold Resident Evil 2 the remake on. I didn't get on with it, and so that was on the PlayStation. And I saw Resident Evil 2 and 3 on the Xbox One in, I don't know if you've got them in your area, we've got them in London, gadget shops, one with a green sign. It's kind of like a CEX, but they don't have anything. They do more tech, and games wise they don't go anything below the PS3 and the 360 era. Anything before that, they don't seem to stop. It looks like they don't accept that stuff. That's fine. You do find still some good deals in there. They do have some, I'm not going to say rare Switch stuff, but some of the stuff that you don't see in your average shop. Well, my one does anyway. However, they can be a bit pricey, so whether or not you buy them or not, it's a different matter. So yeah, Resident Evil 2 on the Xbox One and Resident Evil 3. So yeah, I never owned the third one. Did own the second one, but I'm going to give some more time into these soon. So it's quite a funny story with the way I purchased these. I was out a couple of days with my uncle before Christmas. Just had a quick meet up, you know, have a few drinks, wish each other Merry Christmas, that sort of stuff. And my other half told me on the way home to go and grab something. Can't remember what it was now. I think it was takeaway and some bread or something like that. So I went to the shop. I actually haggled for these. They was looking at £23 for the pair of them. I probably had a skinful, and the Del Boy came out in me, and I managed to get them at 18. I thought I'd done well. Got home. I didn't check at the time. Normally I do, but after, you know, whatever, how many drinks I'd had that day, it didn't happen. Got home, checked the covers. No games. I thought they'd have me over, hadn't they? I was laughing initially. I was quite jolly. And I was just thinking to myself, yeah, that's what you get for being so cheeky and trying to haggle. But no, I'll pop back in there the next day. I saw the guy straight away and I said, "Oi, you!" And he was laughing. He said, "Oh no, I remember." And then he spoke to the girl and she was like, "Oh, sorry, we were so busy." And I laughed and I said, it's no problem. However, there was 2 customers in there at the time when I was there. So, you know, not strictly true, but hey ho, it ends well. I had to go back down there the next day to do Christmas shopping with my wife anyway. So I managed to get them. On the Wii, I picked up a copy of Resident Evil 4 on the Wii. I've never played it on the Wii. When I was in the Dagenham branch the other day, at £4, I thought, yeah, I'm going to get on that. Some people tell me it's a really good version of it and the motion controls suit the game. We'll see. However, unfortunately, they couldn't find a disc in the Dagenham CEX. So the hunt goes on for that one. I've made a bid on a copy of it tonight on eBay, which would take it up with postage to the same sort of price as they charge in CEX. Whether or not they accept it, you've got to try it. He probably thinks I'm lowballing him, but who knows? You know, let's be honest with you, I doubt there's a big market out there for people buying Resident Evil 4 on the Wii, so it's probably going to sit there for a while if you don't take my offer. Please, take my offer. However, on the Wii I got Resident Evil, The Umbrella Chronicles. I don't know much about this game, but again, in my head, I'm looking at collecting Resident Evil games now. So it was a no-brainer. I think that was, I can't remember, this was maybe between £3 and £5. It's in good condition, it's got everything you need. So, yeah. And then, to round off the Resident Evil, there's similarities, you can understand why I got that wrong. Round off the Resident Evil purchases for the week. We've got Resident Evil 5. I finished this one back in the day. Very much an action-based game. It definitely deviated from the series. A lot of people didn't like that, but it was still a good game, and I really enjoyed it. To the point that I was always going to buy any kind of sequel. So I've got Resident Evil 6 here on the PS3. I remember owning this years ago, and didn't play much of it, if I'm honest. I didn't give it much of a chance. I know it's not the most popular of the Resident Evil series, but I can't comment too much because I didn't play it that much. So for me to actually give it, you know, a rating or whatever, I don't think it'd be fair. So yeah, that's in there. Resident Evil 6. Got Code Veronica I'm going to be picking up tomorrow as well, but I'll chuck that in the next pickup videos. I'm aware this video's rambled on now, so let's get moving. That's all the pickups I've done recently. Going to be having a break now. Like I said, Code Veronica I'm looking to pick up, and Resident Evil 4 probably in the next few days if I see them. But other than that, not a great deal that I'm looking to go out and do within the next couple of weeks. I've been quite busy and quite active, so I'm going to be sticking to some more gameplay videos, some more shorts, although you will see some visits to some game shops coming up in the new year. I'm going to be going down to Crazy Thumbs in Tooting, I believe. That looks really good in that shop, so I'd like to get a video in there. Retro Giant, I've done a small video on them recently, the Romford branch. I'm going to head down to their new branch, or their newer branch, which is in Brentwood, get a video of that. Maybe talk to the owners of the shop, get them to do a bit of talking on the video, ask them a few questions about what it's like to run a game shop, and, you know, how they keep their overheads, stuff like that. So, you know, it can't be easy running a retro video game shop. I can't imagine. There's times I look at these shops and I think to myself, how do they stay in business? Because we are quite niche. It's, you know, it's not the biggest hobby in the world. It's popular, don't get me wrong, we all know that, but it's still quite niche in terms of making profit, I would imagine. So going to be doing that one soon, and then I've got a couple of other CEXs that are fairly local, but not ones that I normally go to in terms of reaching out and purchasing games. So I'm going to be ticking them off one by one. But yeah, going to start doing a few more gameplay videos. I've done quite a few Switch bits and bobs over the last couple of weeks. Going to be start playing some Evercade stuff actually, and do some footage and long plays on them. More so the arcade games and the shorter ones, so that they can go into one video. However, I might do some videos of the longer titles and split them into 3 or 4 parts. If there's anything you guys want to see some gameplay videos of, please let me know. More than open to ideas. And do you know what? On that note, I did say I hadn't picked up any other hardware, and that's a lie. So in terms of streaming, I've got tons of stuff for emulation and that, but I've always wanted one of these, and on AliExpress they've gone down to £33 currently. Yeah, £33 currently, and they were like £100 when they first came out. I considered buying one at that price, so when I see it at £33, I was like, yeah, it's time to pull the trigger. got myself a Super Console X. Out of all the streaming devices I have, not streaming, sorry, emulation devices I have, I've got a few. I will be honest, this one is the best. It's great compared to the other stuff that I've purchased over the years or made myself, you know, Raspberry Pis and stuff like that. I'm very happy with this one. It's very much plug and play, no issues or stuff. Control pads adequately do the job, but you can add your own ones, which I haven't done yet, but I know how to do and will do as we're going along. So just bear in mind, if there's any game you want to see played arcade wise, console wise, on my channel, it's probably on here. On that note, guys, again, I'd just like to say thank you for all the support. I've only been doing this, you know, less than 2 months, and I'm two subscribers away from 100, which I think is fantastic. You know, the thought of having 100 subscribers at the beginning of when I've done this would have blown my mind. Small numbers, I know, in the grand scheme of things, but I just, you know, I've done it as a hobby, more of a therapy thing, just to keep myself busy. And for that reason, you know, I'm truly grateful for everyone that's clicked like, subscribe and commented. It keeps me motivated. I'm still going to do it regardless, but it gives me that little bit more of motivation to get out and do it, and to make more videos for you guys to watch. Yeah, I've really enjoyed the last 5 to 6 weeks doing this channel, and hopefully I'll be continuing to do it for a long time. In the meantime, again, thank you all, and you'll see me back with some more videos in the new year. I'll probably do some gameplay videos, as I said, some shorts in the meantime, but in the meantime, stay safe, enjoy your New Year's Eve, have fun, and make sure you get home safely. Until then, take care.